All right, we are now live. Welcome to the second episode of TULIAMKA, where we talk about real conversations in the African American community. And today's topic, we're going to talk about the undercover witches in the Black community and them putting spells on the chosen one. I'm with my brother Eternal right here. Eternal, you want to introduce yourself?
Give thanks, peace, brother. I'm Buddha Eternal. I go by that because of how we had to reveal in order to heal. I give thanks for you even putting me up here, bro. Respect.
Deep, deep. Right. I met Eternal. For those that don't know, I met him. Um, actually, where did I meet you at? I met you at
It was
okay,
actually in Suffolk. There was a
okay, yeah,
sister
yeah.
that was supposed to be getting on her 102. She was turning 102, and because of that,
Oh,
it made it a connection to this one sister that I got in contact with. I wanted her to come and, get that experience of running into this 102-year-old Pisces sister named Mary Hill.
right,
Suffolk.
right, right. I do. Yeah, yeah. Okay, wow.
Yeah, that's
Well,
how we get back, bro. Bam.
yeah. Well, it's a lot of noise over there. I mean, where you at again?
Oh yeah, I'm at the store right now. I'm about to head out of
Oh,
here. Needed to get some of
okay.
the stuff so I can get this because I'm doing a meal prep for some people. I ain't man, bro. We just advancing. That's all I'm saying. The more we tap in, the more we find out how we can advance further. And I
Gotcha.
give thanks for that. Because even for you, when I met you, I wasn't even doing this. So now I'm on another level of branching out for our people. What we gonna do for
Right,
our
right.
people? Man.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so um, we were just talking about a succubus, so to say. So I want to talk about what is a succubus to you? Like, what does that mean to you?
Okay. The succubus is what they gave us in a story called Lilith. Uh, Most people know it from a biblical point of view. Yet this is also as Mulak, Muluck or Mulock, Malak. But it's one who eats
Mm,
the children and basically suck off the man or even suck off the woman. It's the idea of how the virginity of someone who's innocent and never knew, let's say, intelligence. That also can be an issue. If it's from intelligence to not being intelligent. This is where we find this word succubus being easily portrayed, whether it be religion, whether it be education, whether it be the higher, at least what we call the higher point of knowledge. So succubus could be an institution, um, and we do get white collar, blue collar to that level. So as far as the
wow.
experience, we're learning differently.
Mm.
Right.
So, is that a phone call?
Right. So one second.
Oh, take your time.
Yeah, I'm texting right now. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so as far as like succubus being in the Black community, what would you say to a Black succubus or African succubus? Like, why do you think they would be a succubus?
If you're saying African, like you're saying like African in America, or you saying like African, they're born, uh, in Africa. When you say that, because it could be
Either one.
misnomers to isolating these people from being one side to the other. That's why I'm asking you.
Right, right, right. I just mean African descent, but specifically African American.
Well, I mean, if you look at us, a lot of us don't know our history, so that's why we have this betrayal of sucking off of people, not knowing.
Mm, wow. So you're saying because we don't know our history, like we don't know, we think that we're demons. Like that's why they.
I'm at
Have
55.
you heard about? Have you heard of like demon time?
$35.
Like,
Say it again.
that's it. Have you heard? You know when rappers talk about demon time?
No, what we're gonna do is just alleviate these altogether. I just want to, yeah, alleviate them. I'll come back for them
Bear with me, y'all.
at 56. So that's my.
Bear with us, y'all. Bear with us.
All right, what were you saying, bro?
Now I'm saying, you know how some rappers say they're on demon time? Like, is that why some rappers feel like they're demons?
Yeah, I can see that. I
Yeah.
definitely take that. Uh,
Mm.
I take two of these off too. Yeah, that's another reason for that. And
Mm.
let that go. Yeah.
So why
These
is
two.
it that?
I'll take these two.
So why is it
These are gone. Yeah,
still there?
say it again, bro.
So yeah. So basically, I'm trying to understand how. Wait, it's a little bit loud. I can't really hear anything.
Yeah. Said, I'm almost done, bro.
Okay, okay.
What was your question?
Uh, so basically, I want to know is what do you think about black magic and like the term black magic?
Black magic is that's an actual 3 degree in that. First of all, you gotta have black, white, and gray. They're not just black magic by itself. I
Mm.
need to take a ball off. Let me get that cocoa water, the coconut water, and take that off. Oh yeah, the water. Yeah, just one. Oh, just put back, right? Yes. Yeah, it's on black, white,
Eternal,
and
you
gray
want me to just
magic.
come back?
No, I'm almost done right now.
Eternal,
You hear me? I'm almost done
okay?
right now.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So it's just the idea of this black, white, and gray magic. It's not just black magic. Some of us uses black to call it a malice, and that's why white also has been used for its innocence or purity or truth. Yet it's the gray matter that's the most matter. And if we don't start paying attention to this side of the matter, that's why gray matter is the most in between. It's like having green energy and not knowing what that is. Same thing as gamma ray or good thanks, sister. Or nature being unnatural. This is how we find out most unnatural people are getting away with a lot of the things. Yet it's only because they feel like they're doing a natural thing. That's the gray matter. So what you're speaking about on the succubus level, you're saying black and white, it has its own way of showing itself by the validity that we put towards it. So, like to explain it again, like you were just saying, black magic, it would be only saying I have to know the three magics in order to say one type of magic. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Say the last part one more time.
In order for me to say one type of magic, like how we say black magic, I would have to be at least in tune with the gray and the white magic.
Okay, got you. And what is the white magic? What is that?
Uh, Restate that for me.
What is white magic? What is that?
White magic is the
Well, you're breaking up.
innocent and pure, like it's valid in that for a form of white magic, like being able to, um, like how most people like getting
I ain't gonna lie.
We can
This
end up using black for malice. Like we want this money, yet now how you gonna get it? So you end up using black magic for that purpose.
mm,
The gray magic is
okay.
just like saying, I don't know the difference whether I'm doing this or not. Yet, like I said before, gray magic end up being the most deadliest because it's you not knowing what you're doing. Yet this is what you're using. You're using the gray magic.
Mm,
So that's like it
okay.
can go either way.
Mm, wow. So, what do you think about the term witch? Like, because they say witch came from the term witty. Is that a little bit of truth in that?
See, that's another word. That's another word of to say it's ambiguous. The word ambiguous meaning it has a double conundrum. It means it has two different meanings or two different translations that we transliterate or we translator it. We're going to translate that word to something that we might ourselves identify. Like I could say, I don't know which street I'm going down. Yet this which caused me to think of which street to go down. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
So this again is like how we're gonna get a using of the gray magic and still not really pinpointing nothing. We ain't pinpointing nothing. A woman can say she's a
and
witch, yet what level is it? You see what I'm saying? That's like saying conscience. Not all of our women are at levels of different. I mean, not all our women are at one conscience. They're at levels of
mm,
consciousness.
mm. So, are you saying that there could be like a good witch and a bad witch? Like, you could use that
Yeah, there's a good one.
interchange.
There's a good one. There's a bad one, and there's an in between.
Mm, wow. And the English language is the most low vibrational language, right? Because like they say if you're gonna curse out a demon, you gotta use Greek or uh I mean not Greek, I said Greek.
No, I get you. It's actually the English is one form of the bastardized language due to the fact that our mother gave us our first language. And our mother still gave us our first language. We just don't call it that. Most of us know it by ebonics. No, most of us know about the twang or the talk that we have that we call slang in our dialect. It's the dialect that is demotic, and we call it demotic like demotech. We got hieroglyphs and hierotech. When we had hieroglyphs, it went to hierotech, then it went to Coptech, and then it went to demotech. That's why a lot of us are writing in text. Text is a form of Aztec, as technology. So we're actually still using this stuff. We just don't. It's kind of like if I said, let's do a Salem witch hunt, you have to go get rid of your mama, my mama, and other people's mamas already. That's why we shouldn't be doing it this way. We shouldn't pinpoint who the witch is until we see where the warlocks are at. That's creating this to say that they're a witch.
And what's a warlock?
It's simplified by his word. You hear the word war in it, and it's locked on to do a war concept, not peace. There's no peace
Wait,
in warlock. The word itself, you could just look
okay.
at it. When we simplify in this aspect, because this is how the language can be bastardized, because it's borrowed from somebody else's known language. And so if we could get the six known languages, which is, as you said earlier, Greek, Italian, or what you would say, Latin. Spanish is
Mm-hmm.
that same thing as Latin. We just didn't call it that. German, Dutch, and French. When we put these words together, we see that that's the five combination spread. Yet the oldest out of all of them is the Latin. So our language is based on our narrators. We just don't know who's really the narrator while we narrate. Like we're saying, good. Good means good. Good still meaning a part of German, which is still as it what it is. Yet most people say God is good. God is what? God is obtained. God is obedient. So you're actually saying something in the terminology. Just we don't know it as that being the terminology. So when your mama say, Now be good. You don't know if she's saying be obedient, or you don't know if she's saying be like God. You see what I'm saying? But we know God is good.
Mhm.
Yet God is not only good, God is great. That goes even beyond the word good. So that's how we get what we call it double conundrum, where you might hear one word, but it's a different meaning.
Wow. Wow, that's deep. That's deep. Yeah.
Now,
Wow.
it's
That's
necessary, you know
true
what I mean?
because
Like, go ahead.
yeah. Wow. Uh, so the best language to curse out a demon, you said that would be Latin, right?
Wait, say it again. What was the question?
I said the best language to curse out a demon and negative energy would be Latin. I
Oh,
said the
would
best
be
language
Latin.
to curse out negative energy and curse out a demon would be Latin. Yeah, that would be Latin, right?
That depends on my origin or whoever's origin, because Latin is one of the oldest. Not saying it's the oldest. It just happened to be the oldest based on how the dictionary or how the black law in our dictionary started to define us, whether we looked at ourselves as class citizens to nationality wise beings. Like we were national people before we start calling it tribe or clan. So when that started happening, it's just like saying you got to go into the Moorish science and look at the history behind her story to find who were the navigators and how long they were navigating till they lost navigation. And then once that happened, we call it colonization. And that's where you start to see people with localized language where they were saying, adios amigos to adio amigo. You might have to shorten your word up, or you say a certain uptown or downtown slang that's been put in there. So that's what I was saying as far as like Latin. You could say that you could speak that to, curse the demon or push the demon out. However, there's the dialect that helps it better to give it that influence. Otherwise, it's like speaking a flavor that's not flavorful. It's just bland.
Mm. And also sage. Like I realized what's the meaning of sage? Like why do we use sage to cast out
Well,
demons?
it's just the idea of what's left and right. Something's pushing you, and because something's pushing you, you might need a pull versus a push. And so, in the sage, just like let's say sausage, the word is sausage, even though we say the word sausage. That sage is in the actual sausage. And when we're eating it, we're eating the stuff that's actually toxic along with something that's pure. So we're basically being in a way balanced by eating that, being there's a sage in there. Or you're eating your Italian sauce and come to find out that sage is in your Italian spaghetti sauce. So instead of it being the root, messing up your root with the spaghetti sauce, you're actually getting a little balance from the actual sage being in there.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing. It's that sage and spaghetti sauce. Wow. Uh,
Yeah. And you use
as
it
far as
actually counterclockwise. You use it counterclockwise to get rid of energy, putting it in the corners and going up and counterclockwise that room. Then you take some Palo Santo, which is the next level, and then go clockwise. That way you could bring energy optimistic in the room. See, you want to get rid of negative stuff. However, if you don't open the windows and open your cabinets and stuff like that, all you did was like swept in the middle of the room and you didn't sweep nothing, no corners or nothing. So you got to actually hit the corners, open up the windows once you hit the corners, and let that energy out. And then go around with the Palo Santo and go clockwise so you can bring the energy in.
hmm, wow.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
level
know
shit,
that,
man.
yeah, yeah. And then the crystals, like how do crystals back off demons? Like what is is crystal like is there souls in crystals?
Well, they call it, we create. Huh. Huh? Oh. Cool.
Thank
The
you all for joining.
just like that, what she just said about the pyrite is a good mid-sectional help. So if you had, let's say, pyramid, or you wanted to create a pyramid, your best analogy is to create with those pieces like a pyrite and help your midsection. Like most people have issues between their first, second, and third chakra,
Mm.
and the reason being is only because um, the reason being is because that's dealing with food, and they're dealing with the root, and that root is usually you don't know your root. So what we have is sugar and salt. A lot of us
Mm.
crave sugar, a lot of us crave salt. Now,
Yeah.
if we were utilizing it where it's a stronger crystal, that's still sugar, that's still salt. We just don't realize that. So, eating copper foods, making it a connection to your elements, as the movie
Wait.
Elemental.
Yeah, yeah,
You ever heard?
Elemental. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
take a
that.
look at that. Oh, you saw it already?
Yeah, it was good. I like it. Yeah. So,
Okay.
so what is the meaning behind Elemental? Like, what do you think they were trying to talk about in that movie?
Oh, they was giving you the knowledge on the elements, and they were breaking it down through the same way they would wanted to show us Romeo and Juliet. But they
Mm.
didn't want Romeo and Juliet to be like seeing it as a black and white thing. They actually had you looking at it as elements, as fire and water. And so now fire don't like water because, water does something different to fire. And they got a history behind that. And they were like, don't deal with them because you know them. They got this history. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go by what you're saying in a propagandic way though. So this is like what we were doing earlier about the black and the white and the gray magic. We might not know it. You know what I'm saying? We might not know that your mom might be telling you of your pure, innocent, white magic,
Oh, I don't know what happened. The stream got disconnected. Today, this the second show of Tuliamka. Bear with me, everybody. Um, I was on the podcast with Brother Eternal, but he's out in the store shopping, so that's why his it's a lot of noise in the background. But our shows are gonna be more better. I gotta make sure that the people that I'm talking with, that they're not really out and about, and that they're, you know, got a sound room. So yeah, I think I might just end it though. But today's topic was realizing that in the black community, in our community, there are people that are portraying as good when they're really witches and demons in disguise. And this is the topic of discussion that really should be talked about. And yeah, I'm trying to see if he's going to come back in the chat. If not, we might have to just end it. But and I know that StreamYard logo, and I know it's in the background. I know that's annoying. I'm gonna remove that. I gotta pay a subscription to remove that because that's tacky. I can't have a podcast and I got the logo in the back, but I gotta get paid and I gotta pay for that subscription. But I got a whole this whole week I got people lined up to speak, and I got people that are 60 in the six. I got an elder, she's in the 60. I got a young black father. It's gonna be some great topics, and I'm very excited and I'm very grateful. And thank you all for joining the chat. I think I'm gonna end it though because tonight's show is a little iffy, but I'll be back better than ever with another great show of Tuliamka. Thank you for tuning in with Prince and Jodica. I gotta go to a Babalawa, and it's an African village in South Carolina called Oyatunje, and they do Ifa and initiation Yoruba, and I really want to get initiated in that, and I am one day, very soon, and they're gonna give me a name, and there's power in the name. So Yeah, I can't. I'm looking forward to that, and I'll be vlogging that. But I'm excited, and thank you for tuning in. If you want to join the podcast, email me at actually no, hit me up on Instagram at Prince underscore Anjadica. That's PRINCE underscore NJADAKA. And just DM me, say, you got some things you want to talk about, you can join the podcast. And, there's no judgment over here. We don't judge. I talk about anything. I'm all about helping our community and helping us get on the right path. It's very important and I actually just made amends with a lady that uh, I knew through assisted living. And I settled, we got in an argument. Long story short, I just apologized to her just now. I called her on the phone and I said that I'm sorry that, I argued with her. And, you know, so that way I basically just apologized. So, and she forgive me. She forgive me for it. So, and that's great. And she's in her 60s, right? Almost 70. But I'm very grateful that because I like to keep peace. And yeah. Anyway, I've been waiting here for a minute. I don't think Eternal's coming back. If you want to follow Eternal, I'll put his Instagram in the description. If it'll let me do that on here. But it's Eternal. You might just be able to type it EETURNAL on Instagram. He's a natural man, basically a natural African man. He wears an African hat, or indigenous. Well, I don't probably want to be called indigenous. Um, but yeah, I'm very excited about the podcast, and we are about to close out. I'm signing out. Thank you all for joining the chat. I appreciate you. Blessings. Bless. I don't even know if I should say blessings though, because they said blessings is be less. When you say I'm blessed, that means I'm being less. I don't know how true that is. I know the English language has a lot of default in it. But anyway, we are signing out. The podcast is going to get way better than this. We're going to have better conversations. This is just part 2 of the podcast. Yeah, we're going to be coming harder. So stay tuned. And yeah.